We know how they hunt, but do we know how they fight? One is a master of the ambush, the other a master of strategy. When these two titans turn on each other, which one has a secret weakness the other is born to exploit? We know how they hunt, but do we know how they fight? One is a master of the ambush, the other a master of strategy. When these two titans turn on each other, which one has a secret weakness the other is born to exploit? But in the vast, open ocean, another power is rising. A challenger whose reign is not built on instinct alone, but on intelligence, strategy, and family. The killer whale. Not a shark, but a dolphin, the largest and most powerful on the planet. Its gaze is not vacant, but calculating, betraying a formidable mind at work. This is not just a fight, it's a battle for a throne. The perfect killing machine versus the ultimate strategist. When these two titans of the ocean cross paths, who truly holds the crown? We will move beyond the myths to find the answer. Who is the real king of the sea? In this corner, the challenger, Carcharodon carcharias, the great white shark. An ancient design perfected over 400 million years. Averaging 15 feet but reaching over 20, it is 5,000 pounds of dense muscle, a living torpedo built for one thing, a devastating, high-speed ambush from below. Its arsenal is legendary, up to 300 serrated, triangular daggers, engineered not to chew, but to shear through flesh and bone with brutal efficiency, powered by a bite force of 4,000 psi. Its armor is its own skin, a coat of dermal denticles that provides protection while it slices through the water. It can sense the faint electrical field of a heartbeat, a master of the surprise attack. And in the other corner, the reigning king, Orca, the killer whale. Not a true whale, but the largest species of dolphin, it dwarfs its rival. Reaching up to 32 feet and weighing a colossal 12,000 pounds, the orca is less a torpedo and more a nuclear submarine, a powerhouse of muscle built for overwhelming force. Its 40 to 56 conical teeth are designed for gripping and tearing, but its true weapons are its entire body, a 6-ton battering ram, and a tail that can deliver a concussive blow powerful enough to stun a great white on impact. Its defense is a thick layer of blubber, but its greatest asset is not physical. It is the pod, a coordinated family unit that communicates, strategizes, and hunts with unparalleled intelligence. In the tail of the tape, size and weight are a clear victory for the killer whale. The shark brings specialized tools for a single, devastating strike. The orca brings a versatile arsenal and a brilliant, strategic mind. The great white is an instinct-driven assassin, perfected but predictable. The orca is an adaptive warrior. But fights are not won on paper. They are won in the unforgiving arena of the open ocean. The battleground is set in the cold, unforgiving waters off the Farallon Islands. For the great white, this world is a constant, solitary patrol through a cathedral of shadows. Every flicker of movement could be a meal or a threat. Life is governed by pure, predatory function, driven by millions of years of instinct. It is a creature that feels its world, tasting the water and sensing the heartbeats of hidden prey. With brutal efficiency, it hunts the seals that make these waters a prime territory, reinforcing its dominance as a lone ruler. In this kingdom of ambush, complacency is a death sentence. But the world of the killer whale is vastly different. Theirs is not a life of solitary instinct, but of family, communication, and learned tradition. Their kingdom is the entire ocean. They travel in disciplined pods, led by a matriarch whose experience guides their every move. Hunting techniques are taught, social bonds are reinforced, and their movements are coordinated and purposeful. This is not the grim patrol of a lone shark, but the confident advance of a thinking, cohesive unit. The intelligence in the matriarch's eye is clear. She is not just hunting, she is processing, assessing, and leading. The collision becomes inevitable when the shark discovers the remains of a kill. The bite is too clean, too precise. It senses a superior predator, and its posture shifts from hunter to prey. Miles away, the orca pod slows. Using echolocation, the matriarch paints a 3D map of the coastline ahead, detecting a large, familiar predatory signature. A rival. A target. The ancient instinct of the great white and the cold calculus of the orca are now on a collision course. Both are aware. Neither will back down.
The ancient instinct of the great white shark and the cold calculus of the orca are now on a collision course. Both are aware.
They meet at the prize, a rocky outcrop teeming with sea lions. For the shark, it is survival. For the orca, it is an assertion of dominance. The shark reacts with a threat display, an arched back and bared teeth. The orca responds not with mimicry, but with a display of overwhelming power, slapping the water with a concussive boom. Then, an unnerving silence. The world holds its breath.
The ocean's ultimate strategist and largest species of dolphin. It is sharp, focused, and unyielding.
A master of ambush, with 300 serrated, flesh-sharing teeth, it instinctively reacts with a threat.
To understand the fight, we must first understand the fighter's mind. The great white shark is not a brawler, it is a specialist, an assassin whose life has been a singular education in the art of the ambush. Its strategy is built on surprise and overwhelming initial force. Using the dark water for cover, it relies on an array of senses that turn its environment into a web of information. It can feel the heartbeat of its victim from a distance, positioning itself for the perfect vertical attack. This is a hunt defined by one perfect, lethal moment, a 5,000-pound projectile launched from the abyss, its work done in a single, decisive strike from the shadows. The killer whale's profession is different. It is not a lone assassin, but a soldier in a family unit. Its strategies are not just hardwired instinct, they are taught, learned, and refined over generations. They are problem solvers, capable of developing complex, cooperative tactics, like creating waves to wash seals from ice floes. Their secret weapon is echolocation, a biological sonar that turns the darkest water into a transparent battlefield. The orca knows exactly where its opponent is and what it's doing, allowing it to anticipate an attack before it happens. Its offense is adaptive, using its massive tail for stunning blows or its entire 12,000-pound body as a battering ram. This reveals the ultimate divide, instinct versus intellect. Faced with a decoy, the shark attacks reflexively, a prisoner of its programming, perfected, but predictable. The orca, however, investigates, communicates, and identifies the ruse. Its brain, the second largest in the animal kingdom, is wired for communication, social behavior, and learning. It can adapt and innovate in ways the shark simply cannot. This is the fundamental difference that will define the confrontation, the solitary assassin, an army of one, against the thinking army of the sea. The eerie silence breaks. True to its nature, the great white strikes first. It vanishes into the deep, then explodes upward from the abyss, a phantom torpedo aimed at the orca's vulnerable underside. Its ambush is perfectly executed, a tactic honed over millennia. But the orca's sonar gives it a split-second warning. In an incredible display of agility, it performs a last-second barrel roll. Instead of a fatal bite, the shark's teeth rake across the whale's thick flank, tearing deep gashes into its blubber. A cloud of blood mushrooms into the water. The ambush has failed. The hunter's advantage is gone. Now, the roles reverse. The battle changes. It is no longer the shark's game. Enraged, the orca pivots its immense body, unleashing its primary weapon, sheer, overwhelming force. It slams into the shark with the impact of a runaway truck, a sickening thud that visibly stuns the smaller predator. The shark, agile for its size, twists and snaps, but it is outmatched. The orca becomes a relentless assailant, using its mass to bludgeon and exhaust its opponent in a chaotic ballet of speed versus power. Then, the orca's actions shift from brute force to chillingly precise strategy. It breaks off the assault, dives deep, and surges upward, driving its head into the shark's underside and flipping it onto its back. This triggers a state of paralysis known as tonic immobility. The great white, the ocean's most feared predator, goes limp, its body completely helpless, a victim of its own nervous system. The battle has been won not by teeth, but by intellect. With the shark immobilized, the orca moves in with surgical precision, delivering a single, crushing bite to the shark's torso, targeting its massive liver. The defeat is total. The lifeless body of the great white begins a slow, ghostly spiral into the abyss. The great white shark remains a masterpiece of evolution, a perfect predator of primal power. But the killer whale represents something more, the dawn of strategy and intellect as the ultimate weapons in nature. This was a victory for a way of life where knowledge, communication, and strategy reign supreme. In the unforgiving kingdom of the ocean, the crown doesn't always go to the one with the sharpest teeth, but to the one with the sharpest mind. The king is dead. Long live the king.